Do you want to immediately get better in Madden 26? Do you want tips that you can instantly transfer into any game mode that you're playing? Well, you're in luck, because in this video I break down 4 of the best Madden 26 tricks that every single player needs to know. Alright, so first we're going to be breaking down one of my favorite tips, and I know some of the OGs here are going to really enjoy this one. We're going to be talking about rocket catching, how you can do it here in Madden 26. So we're going to have a shriek right here on Christian Watson, right? And so that's kind of the thing. They're going to be running press, cover zero defense, and we're just trying to ag their defense. We don't really care. All we're going to do is take the snap, and as soon as that DB turns his hips, boom. I mean, look at that. And then you double spin, and I just talked about the spin move in another video. That's exactly what you're trying to do, you know, with this. So Christian Watson, so you want a guy who's probably 6'2" and above, probably like, yeah, 6'2", 6'3". It's really good for this, and you can just kind of see the animations that they get now. Christian Watson not doing a great job right here. I mean, if the guy just runs past him, right, you obviously want to lob it over the top, and that's why most people are actually going to play off man coverage, which is actually where this is a little bit easier to do versus pressed man. So if they're going to be an off man coverage, right, and we're just going to take this snap, I'm talking about right when the DB turns his hips upfield is when you want to be looking to throw the pass. Now, you know, a lot of the time also, you know, your quarterback, that time my quarterback got a yellow pass, so ball didn't go exactly where I want it to go here, but all you're trying to do is pass lead this ball down like it's a curl. DB turns his hips, now I pass lead the ball down, I get that animation, I jump over the guy. We know ags are good in this game. Rocket catching is always good, but some years it's better and easier to do than others, just because in situations like that are actually not bad man coverage, you're just able to jump over a guy. And again, that's where having that height at at receiver really helps you. So you see off man coverage, and it's all about the timing. Throwing it like a curl as soon as that DB turns his hips. You can see right there, we get our hands on the ball, and you know, that time we drop it. But there is a secret to this that makes this a little bit easier. So like I said, you want to make sure that you're passing the ball down like it's a curl and trying to throw it as soon as the DB turns his hips, but you want to be utilizing freeform passing. Now, what freeform setting you use, really not that important. I use no passing increase, so mine's a none. But you're gonna freeform the ball down like it's a curl. Freeform pass lead now. So this time we're gonna go take the snap. DB is gonna turn his hips, and now we're gonna look to throw that, and you see what happens. Where the DB is absolutely clueless. Again, Christian Watson versus Flock. Pretty much strength, I mean, even on even here. Christian Watson's just tall and fast. Flock, I don't really know what he's, you know, great at here. Clearly though, I've showed you guys this in a YouTube short. Go check that out if you want it in you know, concise video breakdown. But we're gonna see it again right here. DB is gonna turn his hips. Now I'm gonna pass that ball down like it's a curl, and I'm just going to catch it every time. So you're starting to see how easy this is. You know, this is no edits on this video. I've called this, I've showed you guys every single time that I've called it. So this is extremely easy to do. And again, quick summary, all you're doing is, if they're playing press man, it's a little bit harder because you actually need him to kind of get off the press a little bit, but you're still passing that ball down like it's a curl, whether you have a shriek or a fade route. If they're an off man, that's when it's a little bit easier, because then you're literally throwing the ball as soon as the DB turns his hips upfield, passing the ball down like it's a curl. And then if you want to take it to the next level, you're really good with freeform, hold the left trigger and utilize freeform passing. All right, so next up, we're going to be breaking down the importance of pocket presence here and how you can actually improve it. Everyone needs to be good with this. All the best players online, pro players, everyone has a good pocket. So what a lot of you guys might be doing is taking this snap right here and dropping all the way back in the pocket. And you can see how when you're playing against a defensive line like the New York Giants, for example, you absolutely cannot do that. Now you can't, I'm not saying you can do that against anyone, but you can just see these guys get quick Dexter Lawrence, and then Brian Burns, quick sacks, just quick sheds, and I'm dropping too far back in the pocket. Now this is a 2nd and like 26. When instead, what I'm gonna show you want to do is you just want to take the snap, cancel your drop back, step up in the pocket if you can, and then if someone's open down the field, it gives you an even better opportunity to hit them, okay? If you're dropping and drifting too far back in the pocket, you can see this same route's gonna be open right here, but this time I'm gonna drop 15 yards back in the pocket, and I don't even know where the ball went, okay? It was clearly incomplete though, simply because I'm way too antsy in the pocket, and by the time I see this pass open right here, I'm just too far back. There's too much space between my quarterback and my receiver to be able to hit this throw. It's super important to be able to trust your offensive line here to just say, okay, I'm gonna take the snap, and right here, that's exactly another reason why pocket presence is so important, because you see I was able to alert that I was going to be under pressure, and so what do? I throw the ball away. I don't eat a huge sack, and this wouldn't be possible if I'm drifting too far back in the pocket. I wouldn't be able to recognize, hey, there's going to be pressure in my face immediately. Okay, so that's the importance of pocket presence. And then one last thing here with it though is you want to make sure you're taking the snap and flicking the left stick up and then moving around in the pocket. Now sometimes you're still going to get sacks if the defensive line goes crazy, but your sacks are now 2nd and 13 instead of 2nd and 26, and that's very critical to sustaining drives throughout the game, right? So if we go and take this snap again, and again, you don't want to be drifting like in one direction, drifting left or drifting right either. You just want to take the snap, be fluent, and step up in the pocket, right? Boom, take it, I step up in the pocket, I see I have time, I can just hit this read underneath and pick up some good yards. Pocket presence, super important, but there's an easy way that if you're not great with it, you can start to master it over time. And that way is just going to be re-spotting the ball and putting it at the 1 yard line, just like I am doing right here. Because you see, if you have bad pocket presence, what happens? You step out of the back end zone like Dan Orlovsky, and it's a safety, okay? You absolutely just cannot do that. So boom, we take it, and then you can see, again, you're drifting out of the back of the end zone if you have bad pocket presence. So it just teaches you, more or less, to just step up and take off. When you have lanes to run right up the middle with your quarterback, take them. Do not, there's times where I've ran 4 straight plays right up the middle with my quarterback. And what does it do? It very quickly forces them to take one of their better players a lot of the time, their defensive lineman, and put him in a quarterback spy. So now, this gives you honestly an even easier chance to step up in the pocket because the defensive lineman's not gonna rush and he's just gonna be in a spy assignment. So there's so many benefits to improving your pocket presence. It makes your passing offense so much easier, and it just honestly keeps you ahead of the chain, which is exactly what you're trying to do anytime you're on offense. And if you're enjoying this video, I need you to go down below, whether you're on a tablet, a phone, or a computer, and hype this video. Screen recordings will be on the screen showing you exactly how to do that, but that will help this video get shared to thousands of other players just like you. So don't be selfish, help them out. All right, and so the third pro tip that you need to master here in Madden 26 is going to be the route commit feature. This is honestly a bit of a secret here. Not a lot of people know about this, but if you watch the MCS, I guarantee you a lot of these guys were doing this if they were running man coverage. So we're going to have him run a C route right here. So we're gonna, again, shade inside. Now, we're shaded inside, but we know, or after the fact, that he's gonna be running an outside breaking route. So really we're at a disadvantage here, but we're going to still route commit outside. Okay, so we're shaded inside, route committed outside, because that covers best of both worlds here. Doesn't give them a great opportunity to beat us on anything in particular. So what you're gonna see here is, boom, well now he's basically sitting on that. That's just perfect defense, and you obviously see he's able to break it up because of that. And it's simply because he's route committed. You can see he gives us no ground. This is actually a really good man beating route, and it always has been. And it creates no separation because when he makes his cut, he doesn't bite. He's already basically sitting on his outside hip, and so then he's just able to close the gap and break the play up. It's super, super easy. But there's going to be times where people like to complain, oh, you don't know what route they're going to be running. Well, that's fine, because if we do the same thing, shade inside, and then we route commit inside, which again, he's running outside, so we're route committed and shaded the wrong way, you're going to see the same thing happens again. This is just flop. This is a regular old DB here. But you're going to see when we go to take this snap, the same thing's going to happen. He's sitting on it perfectly. Probably even better man coverage than what we saw in the last play. Gives it no ground. I mean, this is just textbook. Boom, sit on it. Nothing changed from play A to play B. And we're gonna introduce a play C right here so I can show you guys that this isn't a fluke here. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna shade inside, and then we're going to route commit inside. So again, shaded wrong way, route committed the wrong way. And so you're gonna see, boom, we're gonna take this snap on offense, no ground. No ground for the guy under significant pressure already from the defense. And so then you're able to see great man coverage. So essentially what this does is it's just like it's like having one step ahead almost if you played some of the older Maddens. One step ahead, it gives you an amazing boost to your man coverage rating, and I think it's pretty evident that you can see that. Whether you shade the wrong way, you just pretty much, I mean, you can just see, I mean, it really doesn't matter. You use it inside, outside, you guess right, you guess wrong. This feature, and a lot of people do not talk about it, but it's really, really good and something you need to start using. And so our last tip that everyone needs to know here in Madden 26 is going to be how to use the switch stick more effectively and how to become a pro with it. So I talked about this if you go watch my John Beast breakdown of how he, won that belt. This is exactly, what he did to really do it. So really what you're just gonna say is, BLT, what is switch stick and how do I do it? Well, it's so effective because if we have a cover 3 defense called, right, and we go to take the snap, traditionally, I mean, as soon as that DB turns its hips, you throw that pass out there to the corner route. It's so easy and it always has been, right? But really what the switch stick does, let's just say I start on this defender, okay? And I go ahead, set up the same, flood concept right here on this right side. So I start on this defender and normally I'd never be able to get from across the field and take that away. Well now, boom, I start here, I switch stick onto my linebacker and then I get onto this guy. Boom, no one's open. They can't throw anything. If they had like a short slant route in the middle, my original user would be able to take it away once I switched it off of him. But really, the bread and butter with this is getting onto this guy, right? Boom, okay? And something that's so important and something that I had to learn the hard way and really just through repetition is you cannot jump from one side of the field to another with the switch stick. The best way to use it, let's just say you get caught onto this outside corner, but the play is attacking over here to the right. This is a great breakdown of how to use it, okay? So what I would do here is I would take the snap, switch, 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 boom. And now you see I switched 4 times on that play and I got exactly where I needed to be in like less than 2 seconds because you're just following the flow of the play, okay? And all I'm doing is flicking the right stick towards the player that I actually need to break down or switch stick onto. So you see, and in this case, the linebacker, or excuse me, the slot corner's a little bit below me. So right here, this is probably about a 4 o'clock switch, right? Okay, next one is pretty much right next to me. So this is pretty much just a 3 o'clock switch. Next one, again, he's a little bit above me, so maybe a 2 o'clock, and then another 3 o'clock because he's pretty much standing right next to me. It's just super, super easy, and the game actually gives you a little bit of help with this. It's not like you have to be precise. It's switching onto the nearest defender in the direction that you switch or that you inputted. So, you don't have to be super precise, but you do have to be correct because as I talked about on Monday, you cannot do this. This is what you absolutely cannot do, okay? So they have this route combination, same thing called. You cannot start on this guy, switch too early, and then give yourself away. That's something that I used to do, and a lot of players do, is they give their switch stick up way too early, and that's why you see a lot of just lob touchdowns over the top, because you're just giving it up too easily. I mean, any good offensive player is going to lob that over the top very quickly and know that that's going to be wide open. So that's how you use the switch stick, why it's super important. It allows you to take away a lot of passes that would otherwise be open, and that's just also how you get really good with it. Practice, practice, practice. All right, so there it is. Hopefully that breakdown helped you. 4 tips that every single Madden 26 player absolutely needs to know and needs to master here to get better at the game for the rest of the year and beyond. But if you want to know the 3 pro tips that won John Beast the Madden 26 Most Feared Challenge Championship and $50,000, click this video right here where I break everything down for you in layman's terms. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.